just want to make a really quick video statement acknowledging that this is a very tough time for me because the 2026 Causeway Challenge Scrabble tournament is happening in Bangkok right now, organized by Michael Tang, and many of the top Scrabble players in the world are there. And there's a whole lot of internet coverage of it now from Will Anderson and other great Scrabble players who are not only leaders in this community, but people who have been directly involved in the stories of my banning. And it is sad, it's tough for me because I would love to be there playing in the tournament, and I'm sure there are many people who would love to see me there and would love to play against me, and that can't happen simply because of a cadre of corrupt Scrabble leaders who are behaving massively unethically to blackball me from the game. And this quote you see on the screen above me is an aphorism that I wrote and posted on social media a while ago, but words that I think back about a lot, that I think have some resonance here. I also want to take this opportunity to remind people of one of my YouTube videos called The Integration of Religion, Justice, Ethics, Morality, and Truth, and I'll include a link to that video. It's a video actually in which I don't talk about Scrabble or politics at all. It's just really about sort of moral and ethical philosophy. But it's the particular video where I talked about the Anne Frank story, and I think it has some pretty powerful resonance as well. And it's a little sad to me that it's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle, and it's one of my videos that's gotten viewed less than a lot of other videos. Because the fact is that when I am showing both instructional Scrabble content and me losing my shit and getting angry, that pulls in views. But when I'm speaking in an erudite way about philosophy, that is something that not a lot of people want to check out, even though I think it's probably the thing that actually has the most universal applicability of what I'm talking about. But I also want to take just a moment to show you all something that is not all that surprising, but is just something to see and understand my point of view a little bit, what the world on the internet looks like to me in terms of the Scrabble world. So what I'm going to show you right here is actually from my web browser. This is Will Anderson's YouTube page. He is making daily videos about the Causeway tournament right now. And just about a day ago, he made a recap of day one. It happened that the player who was in the lead at the end of day one was Napat, who is the tie player, who's a young guy about 22 years old, who I actually just recently posted an online game of me playing against him on Woogles. In fact, he and I have played 3 games in the last month on Woogles, and I've won all 3 of them, so I'm 3-0 against him. I've never met Napat in person yet, but he had a terrific start, won his first 9 games in a row in the tournament, and this was the recap where Will was talking about him. So unsurprisingly, the first comment on the video says some praise of Napat, and it says he's a crazy impressive player, and I made a reply to this saying, very cool online game that Napat played earlier this month, and gave a link to my YouTube video. This is what it looks like on my web browser. However, I'm now going to show you, and I think I can change this while we're actually looking at this here. Let me see if I can go into the properties and actually show you what the same thing looks like, not on a browser where I'm logged into YouTube, but on a browser, a private browser, so it's like what it looks like for somebody who's not logged in or some other neutral user. And if you look back at that exact same page in the private browser here, you can see that this comment, Napat is a crazy impressive player, hope to continue seeing him perform through Causeway, there are no replies. And this is because Will has set his YouTube page so that my comments are not visible to other people. He probably has to moderate and approve them before they get to be seen. Now again, not all that surprising, but I just want to point out that Will is one of many people in the Scrabble world who is doing everything he can to silence me, to ignore me and blacklist me and not talk to me, to not apologize to me for his bad actions towards me, and to pretend the story isn't happening and to try to keep a cover on it. And I get it. I get that like people are protective of their image and they think that the stuff I'm putting out there is bad for the Scrabble world and bad PR in some ways. But it's hard for me to get my head around it in some ways because I am so devoted to the truth that if I had ever been in one of their shoes and done the horrible, abusive things to me that they had done, and then the shoe was on the other foot, someone was calling me out in a public way, and I recognized that everything that person was saying was true and I really was at fault, I would feel compelled to speak up and apologize. I would feel compelled to make public statements and say I did the wrong thing. I accidentally participated in the defamation of this person. I had the wrong idea when I was on the WIGPO board that canceled Dave, and I'm going to use my power for good. I'm going to speak up and fix the things that I have broken. And the fact that Will does not do that really kind of just makes me ashamed of him. And the fact that the last time I saw Will was actually in a beer patio, food truck patio area in Portland when he was actually with the Clinchys and they were having a sort of informal tournament. I think I spoke about this in another video a while ago, how we accidentally ran into each other there. And it was really obvious as soon as I saw him that he just looked crestfallen and very sad and looked down and didn't want to make eye contact with me because he knew how much he had wronged me and was just too embarrassed to even look in my direction. And I want to tell you, Will, that I have a clean conscience. I live my life in such a way that if I ever did something as bad as that, I would make it straight, so I never have to walk into a room and be ashamed to make eye contact with a person. I never have to feel that fucking embarrassment and that fucking discomfort when I know I'm in the wrong and that I've screwed over or my friends have screwed over someone else. And I wish that you were a good enough person to have a clean conscience like me, to be able to live your life right and not have anything to hide. Man, I hope we get to play Scrabble again sometime, and I hope you feel really bad and really fucking ashamed for what you've done to me.